Right, it's 6:45. If you just joined us, a very good morning to you. I'm Gareth Edwards. Tumelo Mototwane is away for today. Some very smart people doing some incredible work, especially at their young age. Well, it's pioneers and game changers from very young ages. Two of them are with me, Milo, Shan and Aditya, Kumar, reaching the semi-final of the 8th annual Breakthrough Junior Challenge. Now, it's about high school bright sparks from around the world creating videos on a wide range of scientific and mathematical topics. Both of them moving away from the camera and their science and maths for a moment to come and join us this morning. So to both Aditya and Milo joining us. Good to have you both on the show. Congratulations, first of all. Milo, if I can, let me start with you. So semi-finalist 1, semi-finalist 2, there's a bunch of you as well. What submission did you put in and why would you want to go through the Breakthrough Junior Challenge? Morning.
Well, my submission was on something called special relativity. So it's basically the idea that in astrophysics, we kind of treat time and gravity as pretty much the same thing. And so my video is explaining how gravity, in essence, is just an effect of time flowing at different rates in different places. As for why I want to go through to the finals, I think that the Breakthrough Junior Challenge offers us a great platform to really show everyone how science is more than just a school subject and how it's more than just memorizing formulas and equations for a physics test, and that it can really be, like I say, magical. I always say that science is the closest thing we have to magic. And I just really want to show that towards the rest of the world.
And you've done that in 90 seconds. I'm going to ask you to explain exactly what you just were telling me about now, because I feel like I need a much stronger coffee, maybe something a bit stiffer as well, to understand what you are talking about. This is the joys of only getting a BA degree. I don't always know what you're talking about when it comes to space and time and gravity. Aditya, so magic. Science is a bit like magic. What is your magic trick? What are you talking about?
Morning, Gareth. First of all, thank you so much for having me. So, my magic trick is quantum entanglement.
Quantum?
Entanglement.
Good heavens. Okay, here we go. All right, what in the world is quantum entanglement?
Okay, so it's basically based on the idea of how, if you measure the result of something here, in this case, a particle here, it can influence the result of a particle that may be very far away. So obviously this has endless possibilities, and just speaking about this gives me goosebumps, but just imagining what this has for the future is very exciting.
Can you give me a practical example? I'm afraid I'm going to ask you to dumb it down for Gareth. Let's speak Gareth 101 for a moment. Give me a practical example. How would you use this in the real world now, or let's say in a decade or two from now? What do you use that for?
Okay, so with quantum entanglement, things such as quantum teleportation is possible. So what basically happens is if you find the result of a particle far away, it's basically communicating information to you, which breaks the speed of light. And this is game-breaking because in the science community, the speed of light is the fastest speed that exists. So this is obviously revolutionary, and this can translate into super secure computer systems. It can translate into, who knows, we may be even able to discover alien life through this.
And Milo, where do you hope to go with this, though? Because you've managed to squeeze everything that you were talking about now into 90 seconds. So when it came about you doing the video, what was the requirements for the video? Was it just explaining what you're doing, or do you have to explain, like I've been asking, what it is and also why it's important? How did you fit that into a 90-second video?
Right, so the main goal of the videos is to explain a complicated, hopefully complicated.
Oh, it's very complicated, trust me, it's very complicated.
Thank you. A scientific topic in a way that the general population can understand.
Okay.
And so it was honestly very difficult for us to fit such a big topic into a space of a minute and 30 seconds. But I basically wrote exactly what I was going to say for every second of the video, and I kept on rewriting it to basically simplify the vocabulary and make sure that it was as understandable as possible. In addition, the graphics that I used in my video helped a lot, because it means I could spend a lot less time explaining a lot of the topics, because the graphics would basically show it towards.
Is this what we're looking at here? I'm not sure if you can see a monitor. There's time dilation. Is this your video here?
Yes.
Okay, so this is how, so luckily you've used pictures
Yes.
for people like me to understand this.
Yes.
So as I asked Aditya the same question, what are you hoping this is going to do in the real world whenever you might be able to apply this practically? What is yours hoping to achieve? So let's say you and I meet in 20 years' time. Milo, you're going to say to me, you've done what with this?
Well, time dilation is... Time dilation accounts for a lot of the current day technology. As my practical example in the video states, we already have like GPS satellites accounting for time dilation because they move so fast and they're so far above the Earth that their clocks run a little bit faster than our clocks on Earth. And because GPS satellites need to determine our location so accurately, and their signals actually take time to travel from the top of the Earth to our car, they need to adjust their clocks so that every once in a while, so that they actually keep our normal time rather than running on ahead, because their time moves fast.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I was going to explain it exactly like that. That's what I've always thought about it as well. Help me understand then, Aditya, as I come back to you to talk about this as well. Where did the idea come from? What happened at school where you thought this is going to be my submission? This is what I find interesting. What was that spark of genius for you where you thought, this is what I want to do?
Okay, so I attribute a lot of the credit to my school teacher, Mr. Clement, because he obviously introduced the challenge to me initially in grade 9. And from there, I was exposed to so many brilliant scientific topics, so many fascinating ideas that I was just taken aback. And obviously from grade 9 to now, I've had quite a bit of experience and my love for science has just grown ever since. So I've always been interested in like small-scale science concepts, so working at like particle levels, and that's basically just what inspired me to do quantum entanglement for my submission this year.
Aditya mentioning teachers. Milo, how important is that? Because I see you're both wearing school blazers. I hope I don't make you late for school, by the way. If both of the teachers are watching this morning for Aditya and Milo, it's because I'm holding them up. Please don't shout at them if they're late for school. Let's talk about your school quickly. Where do you go to school, and how, I mean this respectfully, how cool is science becoming, especially off the back of the kind of videos that you're doing? Is it starting to become a lot cooler at school, science, these days?
Right. So I go to school at St. John's College, and luckily for me, I have a community around me that thinks science is very cool. Especially my science teacher, Dr. Douglas. He really takes science a step further by making sure that in addition to the school content, we also get a lot of extension material to see how science applies to the real world. I know that last year when we finished the curriculum, I asked him to show us rocket launches because SpaceX was just testing their Starship prototypes. And so we spent the last few weeks of school basically watching rocket launches and making other fun projects in the lab.
And so I imagine Elon Musk is probably up there in the people that you look up to.
Yes.
People say he's crazy.
I don't think so. I think rather it's because that he's crazy that he's able to do the things that he has done. I mean, it's not every day that you see a person basically start up not only one, but 2 or 3 revolutionary companies, from Tesla making electric cars to SpaceX basically inventing what NASA said was impossible a few decades ago in the field of reusable spacecraft.
And Aditya, your thoughts on Elon Musk? Is he someone that you also look up to? Because I get the sense about Elon Musk is that if you dare say no to him, he's going to go out of his way to prove you wrong as well. Is he someone that you look up to as someone who's pushing the pioneering edge?
Yes, definitely. And I think that anyone who's like the best in their business worked really hard to get there, which is why we call them crazy. So if you take like David Goggins, for example, everyone calls him crazy because he works so hard. And I think it's the same with Elon Musk. He just works so hard, which is why he's so good and doing wonders for science.
And I asked Milo about his school. Just tell us what school you go to. You mentioned one of your teachers a bit earlier. Just tell us what school you go to. And what are you, as I start saying goodbye for today, what are you hoping to do with this for the rest of your life? Is this the career you want to go into? Is this just a phase? Are you maybe waiting to see where life takes you? So tell us about your school and what's your goal in life to do with this. Is this what you want to do when you grow up?
Okay, so firstly, I go to St. David's Maristananda, and this is definitely a potential career option for me, a strong career option, because I'm really interested with science. And the only reason why I say potential is because I'm also really passionate about cricket, so it's a potential like dilemma for me. But
whether to be a proteer or a scientist.
Yes.
and Milo, let me come to you just as I say goodbye to both of you for the moment. So semi-finalists at the moment. Have you looked at anybody else's submissions? Can you see anyone else's? How worried are you?
Yes, so all of the videos have been posted on the Breakthrough YouTube channel. I have looked through every single one of them.
In great detail, I'm
Yes,
sure.
in great detail. And from what I've seen so far, I'm actually quite confident I can make it to the finals, but I'd rather not jinx it here.
And I mean, obviously, it wouldn't be fair if I don't come back to Aditya to ask, how confident are you? Were you also stalking everybody else on YouTube? How are you feeling?
So I'm actually feeling excited about this. It's a very big opportunity, and I just feel that at the end of the day, who's meant to win is meant to win, and you can't control that. So having that in the back of my mind just makes me excited for the potential that this challenge brings.
Good. Gentlemen, thank you very much for coming in. Very quickly, how old are you?
I'm 16.
You're 16, and Milo?
I'm 17.
17, okay. How to make me and everybody else feel bad about what we were doing at the age of 16 and 17 compared to you. Milo, Shan, thank you very much. All the best to you. One of the semi-finalists, also Aditya, Kumar, joining us this morning. Breakthrough Junior Challenge semi-finalists, and hopefully we'll be speaking to one of them when they take away the title. I understand the announcement's coming out a little bit later in the year. Incredible. If you felt that you weren't quite following what Milo and Aditya were talking about, don't worry. It makes two of us. We'll see if we can't go and find some of their YouTube videos and put it on our website as well. All the best to both of them. We're heading up to 7 o'clock. Your headline stories on the way next here on the SA Morning.